Alright, I got a fun one for you guys today. This build I'm actually super excited to try, and I really hope I get the items, hopefully early on in my playthroughs, but this is an insane werewolf companion build. Picture this, we got 4 lightning infused werewolves running around doing a bunch of damage. That's what this build is. I think it's be awesome. Let's check it out. Alright, let's just go over the items first. A lot of these are very key and very helpful, but this is a full companion build, so expect a ton of companion damage and a ton of companion bonuses. So this build is going to be majority wolf damage. However, all your companions are going to do very good damage, but a lot of the buffs go towards your wolves, and then a little bit of core damage as well. But all your companions are going to be doing insane amount of damage, and your core damage should be pretty good as well due to those companion buffs. So going over the items, we're going to start here with the amulets and rings, because this is a lot of the core aspects you need. So we're going to take aspect of the stampede for that additional 1 companion. With 3 companions you can play, that is a total of 3 more companions on top of 2 wolves and on top of a raven and a poison creepers. So that is a total of 7 companions. Then we're going to take Night Howler's Aspect. This one gives your Blood Howl 5 to 10% crit chance. It'll apply to your companions with this effect. It'll also give your wolves some health back if they, if they're low. So that's actually really cool. Then we're taking Shepherd's Aspect because you're a damn shepherd in this. Core skills will deal an additional 6 to 8% based on each companion. So if you roll an 8% and you have 7 companions, that's 56% extra damage on your core skill. So while you're just running around doing some damage, you get 56 extra damage on your main core damager. Of course, if you choose to skip the core skill and maybe go with something else to even buff the companions a little bit more, you can do that, but I think the damage here will be really good with a core skill, but late game you can always play around with changing that up. We're also taking aspect of the Wild Rage for your companions to gain the bonuses from the Bestial Rampage key passive, so that's around 20% attack speed and 20% damage based on being a werewolf and a werebear. So we're going to try to infuse that into this build so that we can get those to proc all the time, so that your wolves and other companions do crazy amount of damage. Next up, we're taking Tempest Roar. This is going to help us with our storm skills to grant more spirit and to make our base storm skills also werewolf. So like I said, if you want to be werewolf more. Now, since it's not considered a shape-shifting skill, I'm not sure if using the storm will make you a werewolf for the Bestial Rampage key, but if it does, then you just have to keep attacking with storm skill. But with our next item here, we're taking Mad Wolf's Glee. This is also a unique item, but werewolf is now your true form. So just all you have to do is walk around and you get that 20%. It's a 20% attack speed bonus. After being a werewolf, you get 20% attack speed bonus. So 2.5 seconds of just walking around, you're good already. So that's a free 20% attack speed because of that. And you get some more damage to werewolf skills, which apply to those storm skills. For storm skills, we're not really going heavy into that. We're just using our basic skill, and we're actually not even going to max it out. But we are going with the Storm Strike due to this. So because we have this, our Storm Strike, and being in a werewolf form, we're going to be gaining extra spirit because of that, as well as we'll be in werewolf form here. And for our werebear skill, we're taking Pulverize. But let's go over the rest of the equipment first. Next up, we have Storm's Companion. Now this one is very cool. I don't know how strong this is going to be, but I'm just super excited to get this item. I feel like it would just really look cool. So your wolf companions are now infused with lightning. So I don't know how it's going to look. Maybe they're shocky and stuff. Who knows? I hope they have like lit up eyes or something. Anyways, they are infused with lightning damage, and they will be doing extra lightning damage and gain the Storm Howl ability. I have no clue what that is. It could be Blood Howl mixed with like a Storm Werewolf ability. I don't know what they get. Maybe some extra bonuses. I'm not sure if it is Blood Howl and it kind of counteracts the point of Shepherd's Aspect. I'm not too sure yet. I think it's going to be an extra damage applier, and I'm very excited to just get this item. You're also going to get ranks to wolves. You're also going to get movement speed on the companions and some other things. I also wanted to mention that Mad Wolf's Glee does give you damage reduction from poison enemies, and you're going to be doing a lot of poison damage as well this build. So this build has a ton of different types of damage. Next up, we're taking Windstriker Aspect. This is just for movement speed. So we're not taking Trample due to running companions. We have 3 different companions. That means not a lot of mobility besides evade, so we want to take as much movement speed as we can throughout the build. So we're just going to take some movement speed boots. Feel free to play around with that if you don't care too much about that mobility. You're going to have a lot of tankiness and other stuff, so mobility isn't too important besides just running around and getting some distance in the game. And now for our last very key aspect we're putting on that weapon for that extra 100% bonus is aspect of the alpha. So this is your wolf companions are now werewolf companions. That's freaking awesome. Storm werewolves up to 100% extra damage, so 200% extra damage just from that. So this is insane. Imagine you have 200% extra damage on your werewolves that do lightning damage and gain another ability, as well as you now have 3 of them, and they do 30% extra damage in the amulet slot. Then they have another 5 to 10% crit chance. They are going to be beastly, and we'll go over some more damage that's found in our skill tree as well. They're also going to be getting 20% attack speed and damage percent based on aspect of the Wild Rage, if we can keep that active. So this is an insane amount of damage on those wolves. I'm so excited to try this out. So the skill list here we're running real quick is Blood Howl, of course, due to Night Howler's aspect. We're going to get 20% extra life, 15% attack speed with that third point, and cooldowns are going to run down a ton. So we should always have this up. Obviously, we're running wolves, Poison Creeper, Ravens, and then we're taking Pulverize and Storm Strike. So here's our Werewolf, here's our Werebear, and then the rest is companion buffs. For our Spirit Boons, we do want to make sure we can play Pulverize enough. So we want to have enough spirits so that we can spam it consistently for that 2.5 seconds. I don't know if you can do this in 3 casts, maybe 4, but 3 might be able to do the job. So we are taking an extra 10 spirit in the Deer category. We're also going to take 5% extra crit chance. I just wanted to buff our crit chance just a bit more because I think they'll help a lot more with overall DPS. We're getting a lot of damage modifiers already. Under Wolf, we're taking a lucky hit, so we are going to get a ton of hits, and that is going to give us a bunch of lucky hit opportunities. So we're taking as much lucky hits that we can. So here we're taking Pack Leader for those crit strikes to give you a 20% chance to reset cooldowns of your companion skills. With all these buffs actually in play, your maximum crit strike chance, without including any crit strike chance on your items, is going to be 27%. So that's pretty good, and that's just based on skills and boons and gameplay. So that's essentially your base crit chance when you are applying the small little buffs that you have to kind of consider, which aren't hard to do. Next up, we're taking Energize. When dealing damage, you have 15% to restore more spirits. So you're going to be constantly dealing damage with your companions that are passive damage, and you are going to be doing Storm Strike, and you're going to be doing Pulverize. So a good chance that your spirit is going to restore a lot, and that might give you the chance to do Pulverize many times in a row, and you're not going to have to worry about turning into that Werebear for 2.5 seconds. So that is the goal of that. And then we're taking another lucky hit, dealing lightning damage, which is going to be done with your basic attack, as well as your wolves now with Storm's companion. They are going to do another 20% lightning damage, which is also going to be another hit, which should also trigger these lucky hits. So going over the skill tree, like I mentioned, we are taking Storm Strike for our basic attack. We're only putting 1 point in that. We want that immobilized, and we want that chance to make enemies vulnerable. This is going to be very good with those other synergies with our aspects. Next up, we're also taking 9 spirit, so we do want to have high spirit in this build, so we have the opportunity to spam Pulverize, and our companions don't use any spirits, so we can definitely get a lot of spirit back while spamming Pulverize, which is really cool. You might be able to definitely play it depending on how well your lucky hits are triggering. Then we're taking Predatory Instinct for that 6% crit chance. So like I said, you might have to face tank your enemies, but you'll get that crit chance up to 27 just on that. And then we're taking 9% damage reduction after Werebear form. So every time you want to Pulverize, that's a free 9% damage reduction. We are not taking Earthen Bulwark or anything that gives us a lot of Fortify. That's why we're taking a lot of damage reduction in this build. Blood Howl is next. We're taking 1 point in that. We want that 20%. We want our cooldowns low. And then we have 15% more attack speed. This is going to apply to your wolves and the rest of your companions. So that is a lot of buffs towards your companions. Then I just threw 5% non-physical resistance and another 10% damage reduction after using Blood Howl, which will happen quite often. So continuous 10% extra damage reduction right here. Then we are going into our companion tree. As you can see, it's almost full. We have 5 points in wolves. Enhanced wolves for 20% increased damage to any CC or poison enemies. Every enemy is going to be poisoned in this build. And then we're running, when you crit strike, your wolves get another 20% attack speed. So as you can see, it's going to be, 100 plus attack speed on your wolves. Then we're taking 9% extra damage to distant enemies. So if you're, your Poison Creeper, your Ravens, your Wolves are going to be hitting distant enemies often, so they're going to be doing some 9% extra damage from that. And like I mentioned, they're going to be slowed from the poison, and they might have other CC as well, so that's going to be 18%. Then we're taking Poison Creeper. I did take down 1 point in this just to make other things work. I was considering which companion to take a point out of, and it seems that Poison Creeper is the least effective at 5 out of 5, and Ravens will do slightly more damage at 5 out of 5. So we kept 5 out of 5 for the Ravens. We have 4 out of 5 for Poison Creeper. We're taking that enhanced Poison Creeper, and then we are taking the enhanced poison duration so that they're poisoned longer, and it does actually double damage for the Poison Creeper effect. Then we're taking Ravens, of course. That does a lot of damage, and this is going to give us 5% crit chance when you hit any enemy with a Raven. So if you proc it and you're in the circle, that's 6 seconds of extra crit chance. This is part of that 27% that I mentioned. Also, they will be vulnerable. So if you spam all your companions together, it's going to be doing a crap ton of damage. And then lastly, 30% extra companion damage on top of all of that extra bonuses we've talked about. Then we're taking rabies. We're not going to put this on our skill bar, but due to aspect of the alpha, our wolves are going to be spreading rabies. So that is another another hit, another potential lucky damage proc, and it's adding rabies. They're going to be poisoned from your wolves, pretty much auto attacking. So we are putting 1 point in the first node for enhanced rabies to get extra 30% damage at the end of the rabies phase, and rabies actually does 30% damage plus 53% damage just base. And that should apply to the wolves because this is now your rabies skill. Then we're taking, obviously, our poison enemies are slowed, so anything poisoned will technically be CC'd, as slow is considered a CC. And then we have envenom for 30% extra crit damage from all your damage. So those wolves, again, 30% extra damage. And then lastly, we are taking our bestial ravage, of course, after being a werewolf for 2.5 seconds. Obviously, walk around in your normal form. You always have 20% attack speed. And once you spam pulverize a few times in a row, you're going to be a werebear and you will get 20% extra damage. And these both last 15 seconds. So you don't have to worry too much about switching forms, but I guarantee you in your normal gameplay, you will be able to keep these up permanently. So that's pretty much it. I think this build is going to kind of fund itself in terms of spirit, in terms of tankiness. We have a lot of damage reduction. Remember, like I mentioned, we're going to get extra damage reduction from our poisoned enemies, so every enemy that we fight. And yeah, that's a ton of stacked damage reduction, as well as a ton of meat shields. We're all going to be werewolves, so it's just going to look cool. It's going to be a super fun build to play. I actually never got any real good companion buffs during the betas, so I'm super excited to actually try this out in the full game. Let me know what you think. I know a ton of you guys love companions, and the companions do a decent amount of damage as it is now, and with these buffs, it's going to be insane. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want to see any more build videos? I've been focusing on Druid a lot, so let me know what you guys think and what you guys want, and I'll be sure to check it out. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.